Hello and welcome to Paradise After Dark, the unofficial Bachelor in Paradise after show, coming to you live after the show. And I have my
Yes.
beautiful co-host Jackie with me. Welcome,
Hi,
Jackie.
Stefanie. Oh my God. Thank you for welcoming me to this brand new amazing show. I'm super excited, guys. We have like a whole new paradise. We have a whole new set for ourselves. It's a whole new us. It's a whole
Right.
new show. It's a whole new, everything's new. And I'm feeling so good about it.
Right. So why not introduce a brand new series from She's All About
Yes,
podcast? If you guys have been
exactly.
following along, you know that we have been dying to have a late night after show. So you know what? We did it. You're welcome.
Yeah. No, I've been saying literally to you since we started this podcast that my dream big pie in the sky goal for it was always to be like late night after show vibes. And
Mm-hmm.
one day ABC will be like, hi, come do this on our network. But
Right.
until that happens, we'll just
We'll
make it
do it
ourselves until they
ourselves.
finally realize how good we are. And then they'll be like, oh, wait, we need these girls to be part of
If
this.
you build it, it will come. So it will come. This is the step
Mhm.
in the right direction. So if you are
Yeah.
listening on audio, hello. Hope we sound nice in your
Hi.
ears, but also know you can go over to YouTube and see that we are officially a late night after show.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to
And
get
then,
into
like, not to
this.
toot our own horn, we look stunning. Like, if you're just listening to it,
I
like,
mean, you're
you're
missing
really missing
out.
out
Right.
on some beauty.
Right.
So,
It's Monday night. Odds are you just watched Bachelor in Paradise if you're even tuning into this show to begin with. So pour yourself a glass of wine. We're going to dive into everything that the premiere had to offer. And I mean,
yeah.
I'm, I guess my initial reaction is shocked because that didn't feel like Bachelor in Paradise that we've known for 9 seasons prior. This is a brand new show.
It's a brand new show. We are so not in Mexico anymore. Remember when they were like, guys,
Literally.
we have a huge announcement.
Hmm.
We're not in Mexico. We're in Costa Rica. And we're like, literally, who cares? A beach is a beach is a beach. It's
But
hot.
it's
There's a
not.
beach. This feels the same. But actually, everything is different. It really has such a fresh new vibe. I'm really excited. I think they're finally kind of taking notes from other reality shows that have been so popular in the past, and they're kind of mimicking like a fun, more playful style. I know Paradise was always a little bit more playful, but this really feels like it knows what it wants to be, and that's refreshing to me.
Yeah, it's giving Netflix, Hulu. It looks like
Yeah.
visually looks like a lot of the shows that are on those networks. I think one thing I'm most shocked about though is the
Hmm.
lack of intros. While I know we're trying to rebrand, we're a new show, spicing it up, we're really not going to do the Almost Paradise intros.
Do you think we're going to get them next
Like
episode though? Because I don't
maybe.
think they're going to be out for good. I think this was a very unique episode, which makes it hard to recap because they spent so much time making sure we knew who was coming to Paradise. And
Right.
actually, I appreciated the fact that they spent time on every single person and kind of gave us a little bit more of their background in case we forgot.
Mhm.
So I almost don't even count this as like the first real episode of Paradise because this really was just intros. We got a couple dates, we had a couple things here and there, but
Yeah.
we're really just getting to know these personalities. I feel like maybe episode 2
Will
they'll
be
bring
like
it
the
back.
real.
They have to.
I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. I really do hope. So we'll see. Next week is actually a back-to-back episode. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna hold out hope that it comes back because that is a staple with the show. And even if we're going to change things up, I do think we've changed a lot. We can't change that. So hopefully they
Right. We
take
can't
notes.
lose our core, our
Right.
heart and
We
soul.
already changed the color of the beach chairs. Enough is enough. So I guess if we start from the beginning, first
Hmm.
out of like the limo, they're doing like people are pulling up in cars, they're pulling up in SUVs, different, everyone gets like a different intro. But first out is Spencer.
I
I
know.
was
I
like,
had written down that as
like,
well.
what? That was a choice.
I know. And there were so many other people that I felt had more prominent storylines within the franchise overall that maybe could have been a stronger first person down. Like Jonathan. Like, how was he not
That's what I
one
thought
of
it
the
would
first
have
people
been.
down? Or Jeremy or something.
Mhm.
Love Spencer. No hate to him whatsoever, but it was just a little random because he wasn't as prominent of a character on his season.
Yeah.
But I didn't like hate it, hate it.
No,
I'm
just
excited
shocking.
to see more of Spencer. And I'm excited that Jess, like, in my opinion, like made the right choice to continue to keep Spencer
too.
on because I feel like it was very classic, like the shiny F boy that you always like wish would give you attention and you want to go for versus like the genuinely
Yeah.
nice guy who's actually interested in you, which is Spencer. And so like in time we all learn that the right decision is the nice guy,
Yeah, but like to your point, Sam M, 30 seconds on the show and he's gone. I was very much looking forward to a Sam M redemption arc, and we didn't get it.
I know. I have a theory though. Do you think that some of these people that were sent home so early on are going to be in the other house when they finally do the switch up in the middle of the season like they did last time?
I
Which
love that
I
you're
think would be
talking about that like it's
amazing.
definitely going to happen. We really don't know
Well,
that's going
how
to
could it
happen.
not happen? They did it last time, and I feel like so much of this episode is skewing in that
Right.
direction with like a lot. It's less like let's call a spade a spade. It's less about creating just like authentic relationships here, and I really feel like they're focused on making a good show with lots of twists and turns, and I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Like, what was the thing in the promo with the money?
Okay.
I'm
No,
intrigued.
wait a second. So the trailer was jam packed with so much stuff that I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
see. And while I do agree with you, they spent a lot of time this episode really like introducing people, kind of laying the groundwork, but there's so much we
Yeah,
don't know. And Jesse kept saying, like, and things are going to change, but we'll talk about that later. And I'm like, can we talk about it now, Jesse? Because I'm kind of confused. The money element, I'm so here for, but we don't know what it means. Like,
I
are
know.
they
Well,
going
because
to
it's not the time
I know,
yet.
but like it would be nice to know something. We're gonna see people like dump people at the end for money. Here for
Yeah,
that.
I guess what's your like opinion on what you think it is? Because that was my thought that it's going to be like you can either go home with your person, get engaged, or take this money. However, what's stopping them from being like, no, I take the money, and
And
then
then
getting back together
right,
with someone once they get off the show?
right, nothing.
So
So I don't know if
nothing.
that's what it will
I
be.
hope they really thought that one through. You
Yeah,
know?
because we've already debunked it in 10 seconds. So I hope it's more than that. But
Yeah.
I mean, if it were me, I would fake break up with the guy, take the money, and then just call him on the way home.
Of course.
So
Right. Well, so going back to the house switch up thing, which they haven't confirmed is going to happen, but I like think it probably will.
yeah,
I think it would be amazing if all of these guys, especially Sam M and Kyle, who genuinely had connections with people and like the girls were conflicted on who they were going to pick, if once their relationships now are established, then they do the
right.
house switch and then those guys who went home first will be in the other house and then they can kind of test the waters and kind of like it's always a grass is always greener thing,
Sure.
and they can kind of be like, oh, wait, I didn't give this person a chance, blah, blah, blah. I think
Right.
that's what they should do.
Well, because
And I
I
hope that's what they do.
I do too. That's actually a really good idea. They should hire you. So I
Mhm.
was actually surprised that Jess did as much with Sam as she did. Like she was saying like
Yeah.
she wasn't even sure if she wanted to go on the date with him. Then she goes on the date, then she makes out with him like a lot. So I was like, "Wait, so you like him a lot more than I think you were letting on at first, but then ultimately
Yeah.
chooses Spencer." So I do think if Sam's all of a sudden in a house, she may be like more conflicted. So I hope that is what
Right.
happens.
Especially if when she gets to know Spencer, maybe she's like, I don't know.
Right. And he's a
Um,
yapper, they said.
a yapper. Yeah. I really was sad about Kyle
Kyle's
not
cute.
being.
And I'm like,
He's so cute. And I'm like, who is this man? What season was he even from? I don't even
Katie,
remember
he
what he
said it
said.
like 5 times. He's like,
Hades.
season 17. Like, Kyle, no one knows the numbers. You have to say who the lead is. Katie's
I
season,
know.
he said a million times, if you blinked, you missed him. But now, if you blinked, you missed him on Paradise, too.
He has to come back. Like, there is no way. He's cute. He had a connection with someone. He could potentially cause drama. Mark
Mhm.
my words. You guys heard it here first that I think that's what's going to happen.
Right. One thing I thought was interesting that Lexi founded a dating business. I thought there was a little bit of
I
irony
know.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I'm a chef, but I'm going to go to all these restaurants instead of cooking for myself. Like, if you're dating business, what's the dating business? Why can't you get it?
Well,
Why find a date there?
what is a dating business?
Maybe matchmaking?
Really? Right. But to your point, she can't match herself.
Mm, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the date? Is that really an advertisement for your dating business if you have to go on Bachelor in Paradise to find a date?
Right.
No shade, Lexi. I
Really,
haven't actually checked it
something to
out.
think about.
Yeah, something to ponder.
I thought it was funny when Alex came in and they're like still trying to make the llama happen from
What? Wait, why? What did
uh
they say?
well, because she was just like, well, the last time you saw me, I had a llama.
Oh my God, that was one time.
Alex, no, the last time I saw you, you were being dumped by Grant after being like serenaded in the mall. Like, there's so many other things to her story, but they just keep going back to the llama.
Yeah, at least she didn't bring it though. But I'm not now.
So true.
I'm unsure now that we don't know if the intros are going to happen. If there is intros, the llama's coming back. So I guess we'll see next week
Yeah.
if that actually pans out. I did know before Kat walked in, I immediately knew it was Kat because there were already a bunch of people there, and someone goes, "Hey guys,
Mhm.
we have a new arrival." The music changes, it shows the feet, pans up, and I'm like, oh, this is someone important. And the same thing happened with Dale. Dale shows up on a
Yeah,
yacht.
totally. I thought it was an interesting choice that Sam M also got. Well, I call him Sam M when now he's
So
really the
he's
only
still
Sam
Sam
involved
M.
in the situation,
It's
but
okay.
he's always going to be Sam M to me. Like, I'm surprised that he got like a similar type of intro that like Dale got because they're on very different levels, like within this franchise. Like, Dale is a winner, quote unquote, you know?
Right. Can we talk about Justin getting the first date card? He asks
Sure.
Lexi on the date. It rains. But then, like, it's like none for Gretchen Wiener's bite. Like, no one cares that their date got rained out. Dale gets another date in the meantime. Uh, Jeremy and Bailey go on a walk on the beach and they count that as a date. And I'm like, why couldn't Justin and Lexi just like go to the hotel lobby and have a glass of wine? It doesn't, that whole
I don't
storyline with
know.
Justin and Lexi didn't make sense because, like, just because it rained doesn't mean you can't still hang out. He's like, well, good night. And she goes back to her hotel room. You mean to tell me that girl took off her makeup, took off her dress, and got in her
Yeah.
pajamas just because it was raining? Have an indoor date.
I know that I also didn't understand. And I get it if maybe they had something planned that was like specifically outdoor, but it's like you can do that another time while still giving them an opportunity to, yeah, like you said, literally go to the hotel bar
Yeah.
and just have a little glass of wine and chat.
But did they have
It's such a
something?
bummer.
Did they have something better planned? Because when they eventually get their date, they sat on like a day bed and then they went in the pool. That was their date. So I'm like, wait, this is what we've been waiting for?
But how much you want to bet? I mean, we know this is going to happen as soon as Justin like is now kind of settled with Lexi. Like Susie's
In
going to
walks
be the next
Susie.
one down.
Well, she
Yeah,
is
of course.
because I saw in the trailer, which we can go down. The trailer has so many good little tidbits of tea. Susie is in the next episode because they show her at the rose ceremony and they also show her making out with Jeremy. So I do think that that's going to happen. What about the
Yeah.
fact that Jesse introduced Hannah Brown as the Paradise Relations?
Okay. I don't want to be
Go ahead.
so rude,
Just
but I
do
have
it.
such strong feelings about this Hannah Brown thing. Why is she the person that's giving everyone paradise advice?
I had the same thought.
When she had the messiest season we've ever seen in our whole lives. She's not like a franchise success story. Yes, now she's happily engaged
Right.
to someone who literally she met on Hinge like us normal people have to do. So I don't really understand, other than the fact that like she's Hannah Brown and she clearly has a great team that really pitched her for this gig. Why else is she the person that should be giving the advice? And I just think it was such a miss in that way.
Yeah. I will say she is obviously stunning. People love her. There's something magnetic
Yeah.
about her personality. So I think that's really just it. People love her and they want to see her on camera. I had the exact same thought when she's like, if there's anything you need from me, any relationship advice, like, I'm here for you. I'm your girl. And she also had that conversation with Justin when he's like, my date got rained out. And she's like, don't worry, I got you. Like, you got what? You set up the pool? Like, they didn't have a date. So what did Hannah do for that?
I know. Nothing. And I think we've talked about this in other episodes when we kind of were discussing what to expect from Paradise. All I see when I see a situation like that is Hannah Brown is going to come in and manipulate storylines.
But she didn't this episode. But again, I'm
Yeah,
kind
but
of
nothing
using
happened in this
right.
episode.
I'm kind
This
of
is the
using-
intro.
Right. This episode's kind of just like, yeah.
It's laying the groundwork. And I'm
Sure.
optimistic. I do think something that they did a really good job of this time is making sure we got like little packages for every single person and really understood their story, because I think they're finally realizing like these shows need to be more personality driven. Like, sure, we want to see the love story and we're rooting for people and we're rooting for these couples, but at the end of the day, we need to know these people and get to know their personalities and want to watch just them being them. And I really think that's the driving force behind like a lot of reality show success. So I appreciated that, like, although this is maybe not the most exciting, juiciest first episode, it's laying the groundwork for us to actually
Right.
know who everyone is. Because how many times on this podcast specifically have I been like, wait, who is that again? Who is that
Right.
again? Who went on that date? Like they've glossed over so many people over the years, and it just leaves us uninvested in people's stories.
Totally. I feel like we really got to know Bailey, who's not someone we
Yeah.
necessarily knew all that well. And she seems like she's such a hot commodity now. Like, that's cool.
Totally.
So I like that we
Yeah.
got to know people a little bit better. And I was thinking that, like, I can't really complain that not enough drama happened this episode because would I really care about the drama happening next episode if I didn't already know all the stuff I had to learn this episode?
Right. We just had to put in the work
We
for this
had, yeah.
episode, you know, and
And
you just have to do your time, keep your head down, just be focused on the work,
yeah,
and it will
it's
pay
all
off.
about the end goal here. So keep your eyes on the prize, people. Good
Yeah.
things are a coming. And speaking of good things, we're going to have to take a quick break because we have a caller. We have Courtney calling in from Scottsdale, Arizona with a question specifically for our after show.
Massive fan of the show. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Jackie. Wow, there are so many unexpected couplings on this season of Paradise. And I just had a question. Who are you guys the least surprised that's coupled up together? Keep up the good work. Love you.
I think that's a good question
Thanks,
because
Courtney.
yeah, I love you, Court. I think that's a good question because I will say almost all of the couples are unexpected. Like I didn't see any of these pairings, but if you had to pick a couple that you're like, "Oh, this one makes sense. I could have predicted this from a mile away." There is one that stands out to me.
I wonder if we're going to say the same one.
Can we say it on three?
Oh, it's too late. One.
No, because I
Three.
find them obviously we got wind of Cat and Dale prior to actually seeing this episode, but I still feel they're random. I feel like when we first heard about them, we were shocked. We were shocked when we first heard.
Yeah, I guess, but then seeing them, like as soon as we like got over the initial shock, it kind of makes sense. Like they're both just such I don't know why this like matters, but they're both such attractive people that I'm like, of course you guys are going to gravitate towards each other. I don't know. Something about them just clicks for me.
Yeah. I mean, I like them together. I will say Alexei, Alex, and Jonathan, I could have called a mile away. One, they seem like a really good match. They look really good, but also on their respective seasons, they stood out enough that they make sense together, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yes, it totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they both played similar roles on their seasons, right? Like they had a connection with the lead, but they didn't make it like so far to the end, but still like in that sweet spot where they were significant on the season. It's just they have a similar thing going on.
Well, can we actually talk about the conversation they did have on one of the little day beds when Alex said, like, why have you been single this whole time? And he gives some like kind of cookie cutter answer, like, oh, I'm really picky, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you've been single this entire time because they asked you to go on Paradise a year ago and you said yes. You were the first person to say yes and you can't date people. So that part I'm like, Jonathan, do you think we don't know? Come on.
But how long was he single for before that? Like, did he say specifically? I don't remember.
What? Oh, I don't know.
Like,
I was
like
more
maybe he had been significantly single even before getting involved in Bachelor shows at all.
Oh no, I was just going off of like since Jen's season. We've been saying this the whole time. He's like strategically been single and not seen with women in public because we all knew he was going to Paradise and you can't be seen with women in public. Andrew Spencer did it. He was laser focused on being single prior to his season of Paradise.
I know. And look at how that worked out. Like he was so manifesting the whole Teddy thing and he just got in over his head, I think. If you guys have always thought that you really need to spend a lot of money or spend a lot of time in the kitchen to make delicious food at home, then you are sorely mistaken. You guys need to check out Every Plate because when you use Every Plate, you get restaurant level deliciousness week after week with amazing recipes like crispy buffalo ranch chicken or cheesy Mexican street corn hash, literally delivered right to your doorstep. I think something I struggle with because I love cooking, but I always am cooking the same like 6 meals over and over again, and it gets old after a while, but I still want to make sure I'm cooking at home and not spending a lot of money eating out or doing takeout. And so Every Plate has really introduced me to a whole bunch of new recipes that I probably wouldn't have tried to make otherwise. And I literally spend less on these amazing flavor-packed homemade meals than I do at the normal grocery store, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So what are you guys waiting for? Dig into these flavor-packed meals that everyone in your household will love. New customers can enjoy this special offer of only $1.99 a meal. Go to everyplate.com/podcast and then use code She's All Batch 199 to get started. Applied as discount on first box, limited time only.
What about when Alex said to Jonathan, you have something white in your armpit hair. And then he didn't think to do anything about it. He didn't even look. Like, what was in Jonathan's armpit hair? Sound off in the comments below. We're going to take a poll right now. Do you
Amazing question. Like, we need to get a detective on this.
Do you think it was
let's take a poll.
Deodorant, B, like paper, C, maybe like fuzz from his shirt, or D, like what else could it be? I'm literally going to put up a poll on screen. And guys, vote in the comments below.
Toothpaste.
Oh, yeah. He was brushing and it dropped. Because why was he so quick to like not look or fix it? And then she acknowledges, she's like, it's still there and I can't stop looking at it. Like, bro, just go like this, move it.
I know. And his reaction was not to do anything to it. It was to be like, oh, well, now you can't see it. It's like, why wouldn't you just remove it? I think it was deodorant.
That makes me feel like it was deodorant. But even deodorant, you could be like, oh, let me wipe it off.
Yeah, like rub it in a little bit into his armpit hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question for you. When Ricky and Hakeem were fighting over vanilla being offensive, do you think calling someone vanilla is offensive per se? Because my interpretation of saying something is vanilla is not like that it's even necessarily bad. It's just a little like not exciting. Like it's just a little like basic or like cookie cutter or like what you would expect. But it's not like inherently an insult to say something's vanilla. And I just feel like that escalated really quickly.
Yeah. I actually wrote in my notes, like, what are they even fighting about? They're getting so heated and I don't really understand. So it was Ricky who called Hakeem vanilla. So just to backtrack, this game is something new that they're doing, like to see who is interested in whom based on personality traits and not looks. I would say I'm team Hakeem in this only because it's not like he asked Ricky for his opinion. And to be called vanilla, he's saying like all of his personality, like fun facts were boring. And that's like kind of mean and unnecessary. So I think
he's not saying like he as a human is boring. He's just saying like the 3 facts you chose today are not the most exciting. And you know what? When put on the spot, sometimes we all just can't think of a great fun fact. Some of us don't have fun facts, you know? Well, don't you get so stressed when people ask you for a fun fact? I'm like, what do you want from me? Yeah. Although now I can say I have this podcast and that's a good fun fact.
Well, my fun fact would be, it just happened yesterday. I saw John Stamos sing Forever with the Beach Boys and I nearly collapsed. Oh. And that was a surprise.
That's so fun.
Brilliant. No, I literally was sobbing because I didn't know he was going to be there. I've gone to 3 Beach Boys concerts and he's only been at 1. And it was just iconic. For a millennial girl to see that man sing that song, it was amazing. So that would probably be my fun fact. Bigger question than the vanilla. So the reason why that whole conversation started is because Hakeem only got one girl's ex, right? Like not a lot of girls. Why didn't everyone have to answer everyone's? Like that part didn't make sense to me. Shouldn't every girl have to say yes or no? The fact that he only got 1 ex, I'm like, well, why did the other girls not have to answer?
Well, maybe that's why he's called vanilla because it's right. It's very in between, right? It's not something that someone's going to be like, yes, I love this, or no, I hate this. So no one's going to put anything.
No one cares.
And it's just kind of like in the middle, a little like boring. Yeah. So honestly, I'm Team Ricky on this one.
I just feel like his input was unwarranted. Like no one asked you, Ricky, like, hey, do you think my prompts were okay? Like he just went out of his way to say that Hakeem's prompts sucked. And he
did not say they sucked. He said they were vanilla.
So
which is
you guys at home watching,
medium thing to say.
Is vanilla a bad thing to say about someone? I mean, do you know The Hills, obviously. Do you remember when Kristen Cavallari was on it? Obviously.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene that would always get replayed in the trailer when someone said about her having sex with Brody and she's like, well, it was very vanilla.
Was it that boring?
It was very vanilla.
That's a bad thing.
I don't exactly remember that, but
it's not a good thing.
I believe that happened. Well, yeah, when you're talking about sexually, but he was just talking about his prompts. He didn't say, hey, your sex is vanilla. That's because that's mean. He literally just said those 3 fun facts that you whipped up a few hours ago are boring. Not you as a whole entire person, just those facts. They
Right.
didn't create a reaction from the group to have a heart or an X. And I think that's okay.
That game didn't make sense to me, to be honest. I feel like we could do better. And I think better games are coming because the game in the trailer where you go behind a sheet and you make out with everyone to see if you have like fireworks with someone that you weren't expecting. Here for that.
So fun.
Like, come
I
on.
know.
That's what I live for.
It's what I live for.
So
I know.
I'm very excited about that. This game, I was a little like, well, what did this tell us? Nothing. Like everyone still chose who they chose. We didn't learn anything.
But I guess they can't predict like if a game like this will have an impact or not, right? Like someone could have actually learned some crazy fun fact and been like, "Oh my God, you like pigeons? I love pigeons." And then it was someone they didn't expect and it's like something that maybe wouldn't come up in conversation.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
May I recommend next time, the show, I think it's called something baggage. Maybe it's just baggage. Something baggage. I'll put this picture of the show on screen. I don't know. It's an old show, like back in the 90s when you had
no way to know.
No way to know. When you had like train wreck reality TV, but basically you had 3 suitcases and they open it and it's like you open one. I've slept with 5,000 women. That's like your first piece of baggage. And then the second, and they get worse and worse and like the craziest things about you. I think if you had to name things that were bad about yourself and see who's willing to still pick you.
That would be
always
good.
thinking here. Always thinking of how to kick it up a few notches.
Spice it up.
Right.
I know. We like should be producers on the show.
I mean, if you're watching, Robert Mills, love you.
Give us a call, babe.
So there were a lot of side conversations with people, like here and there, this day bed, people talking. And I made a list of random fun facts that we learned about these people. And I just want to talk about them and see your thoughts because we learned a lot here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 1, Spencer revealed that weeks before his wedding, he ended up like breaking it off with his ex-fiance, but because he looked at her iPad and read her journal. So at first, I thought he was going to say, I looked at her iPad and saw text messages. That's not what happened. You read her notes, which is her journal. And then I got a little icky about it because I'm like, well, why are you reading it, Spencer?
Right. And also, like, he didn't say that in the journal she was talking about, like, cheating on him or that there was anything. Like, I think, wasn't she just saying that she, like, was feeling feelings for and having thoughts about another person? And maybe that was kind of showing her the gaps in their own relationship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of have an ick towards that, too, just because, like, those are her own private thoughts. And, like, journals are supposed to be safe spaces where you can kind of, like, process that information. Maybe she didn't really know how she felt about this other person and was trying to like write it out and think it through and then maybe kind of concluded, oh no, I'll stay with Spencer. But then he reads her private thoughts and then uses it against her. Like because I think it's natural especially in long relationships to have doubts at times, to at times find other people attractive and be like, what does this mean? Of course, not acting on it, but thinking that through, thinking, oh, am I missing something in my current relationship? And so, that just feels like a huge, breach of privacy and huge red flag.
Huge red flag. I think it's safe to say we are team Spencer's ex on this one. I don't agree that this was the move. And you know what? This wouldn't have happened if she used password journal because then she would have had to have a password.
So true.
So she probably invested in a password journal after Spencer broke up with her.
Yeah, she's not making that mistake again.
Seriously, I would never. Where else am I going to store my favorite colors?
I feel like people always find people cheating on the iPad because people forget about it and then it sinks and they don't delete things on the iPad.
Well,
the more you know,
guys,
whether you are suspecting someone's cheating on you or you want to cheat yourself, check the iPad.
A distant person that I know. I don't want to like air out people's dirty laundry, but I know.
No, but it's a distant person.
If you're watching and you think I'm talking about you, it's probably not even you.
It's not you.
So don't worry.
You're so vain. You probably think this podcast is about you.
Not, you know? So I know someone that was in the other room texting a guy and the husband, or maybe just someone she was dating, I don't know, had the iPad in the other room and he was reading it in real time.
Ugh. That makes me want to vomit.
So PSA, guys, just I don't know.
Check the iPad.
Unsync the iPad, I would say.
Yeah, if you're interested in cheating, unsync that
Yeah.
iPad.
Right. And like, you never know. Don't write your diary in your notes app. You never know if your freaking fiance is going to look through it. And he
Totally.
said weeks before his wedding. That's like your wedding's booked. It's like
I know.
all the money's done. Like,
And when you call off weddings, you don't get that money back, right?
didn't
Like
no.
the deposit's gone.
Probably not. I mean, no.
What about like the food and stuff that you had to like prepay for? Like, I don't really know how.
No,
weddings
because
work
then the catering
with the
place
payment.
like they lost out on the date. The
Right.
odds of them being able to sell in 4 weeks is very
Yeah.
slim. So yeah,
Right.
no, you pay for everything. I wouldn't know, but I would assume. I'm putting my hair up because the lights are really hot. Hold on. They don't normally do this like on Watch What Happens Live, but this is a more makeshift after show. So
Yeah,
oh my gosh, guys. We have
guys,
like,
we don't have professional hair and makeup quite yet. We're so close though.
we're so close. We can taste it. And I wish you can like see my view. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of what I see to show you.
Okay, wait, I will too because there's so many wires. It's kind of funny.
Just so you can get a little glimpse of like what we're working with here.
Our little setups.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we saying? Oh, so fun fact, Spencer Snoops. Next fun fact, Jeremy's favorite position is missionary with eye contact. Was he kidding?
I don't know if he was kidding. He seemed pretty serious to me. I don't know. Was that weird to say?
Missionary with eye contact? I feel like
Okay,
missionary
like my
already
mom
has a
listens to
bad
this, so I'm
rep.
like being careful about what I say.
Why, your mom?
I would not
Gina?
consider myself of an yeah, no, but I'm well because I was going to talk about positions.
Okay, go.
And like,
Hey, Gina.
no one wants to hear. Well, I just like I don't consider myself a vanilla person in that way, but like I like missionary.
Oh, I like missionary too.
It's nice.
Missionary is
Okay,
fine.
so then what's the problem?
My problem is like I feel like missionary has a reputation for being like the vanilla position. So the fact that he said missionary with eye contact, I thought was just worthy of being on the fun fact list. That's all. No shade.
If anything, Jeremy, hit me up. I like missionary with eye contact too.
Well, I did know in the beginning, in his like little intro that he did have, he was like on his phone. He's like, no more DMs from me. I'm headed to the beach. And I'm like, yeah, well, Jackie was in your DMs, Jeremy, and you didn't answer.
Speaking of DMs, let's see. Did he ever even look at it? I don't even know.
Well, while you look, another fun fact is that Kat nerds out about her cat. I wouldn't really say that that's a nerdy thing. Like liking your pet is not nerdy.
Yeah.
But then I tried to think like, what's my nerd out thing? And I mean, you have them.
I was like, I have 65 million things.
You've got plenty, but I don't feel like I like have like a nerdy thing. I'm just so cool that I can't think of like, I mean, I'm open to it. Tell me what is.
I mean, I would consider maybe some of your I feel like you like your shows like The Hills and Jersey Shore to a level of nerd, I would say. Cuz it's like I like those shows too, but you are like an expert, a connoisseur of that content.
True. I'm nerdy with reality TV. So there, that's my nerd out.
Yeah, give me more time. Next time we record, I'll
Sure.
think of something else.
I know it's really
about.
hard to put on the spot.
Yeah.
Other things I wanted to talk about. Oh, Dale didn't mention Claire. Rude.
I know.
Like-
Wait, thank you so much for bringing this up.
What?
I think that maybe that was part of the conversation to get him to go to Paradise was, look, we'll give you a good storyline. We'll give you a good edit. We'll give you like all the tools for success. We're not going to harp on how messy your season was. I really think that had to be it because otherwise this is such important information that we're just going to gloss right over. It was so weird to not touch about it.
I thought they weren't going to mention her at all, but then other people said it and then they showed little flashbacks and I was like, thank God, put some respect on that woman's name. But for him not to say it, I thought was a choice.
Also, I guess update guys, Jeremy never read my DM.
Oh, bummer.
Anyway.
All right. Well,
Go ahead.
when everyone like wanted Dale when he came down, which I guess not surprising, Alex could not form sentences when she was talking to Dale. It was actually reminding me of Hannah Brown giving a toast in the hot tub with Colton. Like he says he's from like South Dakota. And she's like, oh my God, South Dakota, like crazy, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, oh yeah, South Carolina. And he's like, no, South Dakota. And she had no clue what he was talking about. I'm like, you're blacking out, girl. Are you even listening to what he's saying? You're like that mesmerized.
I know. I think she was. Like, I don't know. Do you ever talk to someone who's just like so much hotter than you are
No.
that you're just like, I'm not worthy to be
That
speaking
rarely
to you.
happens,
No, I feel like that
Jackie,
makes
so-
me nervous. You're like, no, I'm just so hot. Like literally no one
I'm
is
usually
hotter
at the
than me.
top. No, of course. I honestly, what I chalked it up to is that he is like a real celebrity to these people. Like, obviously, they
yeah.
all have some level of fame, but Dale coming back is like a different level, I think. That she
Totally.
probably was almost like starstruck too.
Well, because also like he was on the show, what, 5 years ago at this point? And like someone like Alex, she said she was 26. So she was 21
Yeah.
years old 5 years ago, probably watching the show with her friends,
Right.
never thinking that she would ever be cast on it. Like she's not cast till 5 years later. So that's such a good point that, yeah, he probably is a celebrity to her.
Yeah. We go to the rose ceremony and it's Sam M, Ricky, Hakeem, and Kyle that go home. But as Jackie pointed out, maybe we will be seeing them elsewhere.
I think we're going to see those people again, especially Kyle and Sam M, because they had strong connections, but they didn't get to really
Ricky
like
did
fully
too,
explore
though.
them.
Ricky was like going hard
With
with
who? I
Alex.
forgot.
They were making
Oh,
out
yeah,
like
yeah,
hardcore. I was actually, but then when
Yeah.
it was down to like Ricky or Jonathan, I'm like, come on.
Be so for real. Yeah.
But yeah, then so they go home and we see the trailer, and I think this is when I got really excited for what's to come. Like Sean, remember Sean, who went on the date with Rachel Recchia, the other Paradise
Yeah.
season, and Lexi they get together and they call out Kat and say that she was only here to further her career and he has the receipts. And then Kat storms out crying. I'm like, okay, here for that.
Always here for tears. I'm so excited for our Goldens to come. The money twist was very intriguing to me, and
Yeah.
I want to know more about the details. It was a good trailer, and I really do feel that we're in good hands for a good season.
I do too.
Really do feel that in my bones.
I do too. Leia confirms what we've already been hearing anyway, that Goldens do in fact hook up with young cast members. I don't know how.
Do we know if that's like real, that they're going to be like dating?
No,
Because it kind of looked like Dale kisses April in like a challenge or a game or something.
That's what I think it was.
Yeah.
I literally paused it to see who it was. And I'm like, oh, if that's what we're talking about, that's just like silly. I don't think anyone's dating, but I guess we'll see.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past like someone like April. I feel like she is so like fun and young at heart that she could get some of the younger guys' heart racing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we will see next week. They have back-to-back episodes. So hopefully we'll be back doing this late night after show for you guys. If you like it, please let us know.
And we'll see you next time. I don't know. I think by next week we'll try to have a fun little like sign off catchphrase. Sound off in the comments below if you guys have any ideas. But yeah, what do they say on SNL? They're like,
I don't know.
Something. Well, in the beginning they're like, and live from New York, it's Saturday. But then at the end they say something. It's like,
And that's it, everybody. Good night.
good night, everybody. Woo! Sleep tight, guys.
All right,
Thanks for staying on late with us to watch our
Send it to a
show.
friend. If you're listening, make sure to go over to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to go listen. And also, if we asked you a question while we were filming this, answer it in the comments below. All right, is that it, Jackie?
I think that's it.
Good night, bitches. Ooh, changing it up.
Ooh, spicy.
All right, we're done.
Okay. I'm hot too. I'm like, ooh.
Outtakes.